Hey everybody, it's been a little bit. Sorry about the delay, but I'm going to be doing the town hall recap and giving away that 50 SPS I should have done a few days ago. Work got really busy the last couple days, and if I look kind of tired, I am. Just a lot going on. So I will be doing my full review of the rewards cards, the new ones. I've only done the fire team. Unfortunately, I was like waiting for them to finish changing all the cards. Getting close to release date, I was going to do some on Sunday. Got too busy on Sunday, couldn't do any of them. But I will do a video, a similar time frame, about 10 minutes for each of those going forward. Tonight is the beginning of FOMO February on Splinterlands TV. They're giving each one of us some legendary cards to give away. Tonight, I'll be giving away a Grandmaster Wraith and an Ease of the Fang, so you can tune in for a chance to win those cards. I won't be doing my battle challenges for you guys to battle me, unfortunately. I'm going to be stopping those during the month of February while I reevaluate kind of my giveaway schedule for next month and what I'm going to be doing on the channel. I figured if I'm going to be giving away these legendary cards from Splinterlands, I'm going to take that advantage to kind of hold on to my cards for a little bit and just kind of see where we are next month when it comes to, just the general crypto market and my card collection. Let it kind of save up a little bit over that time. Now, the town hall was a long one. So we're going to skip over this part here. They had a support part with how to recover your account. If you don't know anything about how to recover your account in the Hive ecosystem, you should probably check out the video and you'll be able to do, understand that a little bit better. Words with Wizards, we started off with Investor. All of this stuff came out the other day, so we got our new Soulbound rewards cards in the game. Astral Entity airdrop came out. My 31 packs on my regular account didn't get a drop, but I'm waiting for my group buy to do their claim and send those out. We got gameplay updates. One of the big ones is Opportunity will no longer attack through Fog of War. I think Fog of War had become basically an opportunity monster kind of game where a lot of people use that, and now we won't be able to do that anymore. And they made one little adjustment where Fog of War won't come into play in an equal opportunity super sneak or target practice game, basically because it would cancel out that other ability. So it makes sense for the rule sets not to cancel each other out. Dispel will remove bloodlust bonuses now, so that's something that's very integral to the game going forward, because you might already see some gladiators showing up in bronze. Bloodlust will give you +1 speed no matter what, so a little bit of a nerf to Bloodlust as well. In reverse speed matches, it's not going to be as good. We got more tech modernization changes. The more they get this done, the better chances they'll be able to make the game kind of work in every aspect on mobile. So it's good to see the new Dark Energy Crystal management screen. It's good to see the change notifications changing, the gift acknowledgement pages changing, and just overall the game getting better updates. They're also added it in, so if you go into the store and you look at the other items, you'll see every item that is available in the game. That way, if you were to go out and buy those items on Hive Engine, it's a lot more clear on how you would move them into the game, as opposed to right now it might be a little confusing. Like if you buy a Nightmare pack and you didn't have any Nightmare packs and you bought it on the secondary market, it would have been confusing on how to get them into your Splinterlands account so you can start earning those SPS airdrops for them. They did some changes to the market and some more changes to the overall system and how it's going to do database calls. The more that they do this, the more robust it will be. I know we had some issues with the rental market over this last season. I noticed them as I had some really weird days of rental returns and just a lot of RCs being used on my rental account. So that was pretty interesting. Now the Words with Wizards with Matt now, we got a grand overview of the land ecosystem. We also found out one of the things that I was a little disappointed on. Items and spells are not going to come out even when land comes out. So those are going to be introduced possibly 6 months later into the ecosystem. Basically what Matt said is in land, the beginning of this game is going to be all about basically upgrading your buildings, and the big thing that we found out about that is that there are more buildings than we thought. Now this kind of changes things, but we also found out that right now, at least starting, there's going to be needed to be 5 monsters staked for the most production on any one land pot that is producing resources. Now I used to say that's an astronomical amount of cards, And they did admit you'd want each one of those cards to be max level, and one of those slots has to be filled with a summoner. Now, the one thing I don't know for sure, and if anybody does know, leave this in a comment. Can I put a level 1 summoner and a level 10 common in the same plot, or do I need to have a leveled up summoner in order to place leveled up monsters? I asked that question, but in the town hall thing, so they should answer it next week if they haven't. But I wasn't able to ask it live, so I didn't get a live answer to my question. We found out there's going to be 4 rarities of land, kind of the same as we have in the game today: common, rare, epic, and legendary. There's 14 land types, but there also are land categories to make this even more rare. So natural, magic, and occupied. Now here's the buildings we'll get that I kind of hinted at a second ago. So on each land plot, you can only build 1 building. All buildings will have storage. So no matter what building you build, you will have some storage built into it. One of the types of buildings you'll be able to build is an arena. Now, what he explained for arenas is that every single ranked battle going forward is going to start to take place in somebody's arena. And so if you build an arena, you will be able to earn additional SPS from the land portion of, well, I don't know. You're going to earn rewards for the battles. I forgot where he said they came from. I'm sorry. I don't remember if it's from the battle rewards or if it's from the staking rewards. It can't be from staking because you're not staking SPS. But in general, all the battles are going to start to happen in the arena. And basically, you need a higher level arena to be able to host higher level battles. Now, the reason why that matters is because you can't have a higher level arena than the keep that is in your tract, and you can't have a higher level keep than the castle that's in your region. So this is where that little thing Matt mentioned, that keep owners and castle owners can be helped to level up their buildings, and some of them might make you and force you to help them in order to level up their buildings if you're playing the land game, because they know that their item is going to be holding you back if you're trying to go further along in the game, whether it's with your arena or any of your building levels. They have to match up to those levels. Now, the other type of lands you can do is a production thing, building. So like if you have a forest, you can produce a sawmill and it can produce wood planks, or it can produce wood or something. Then you have your production building. On a production building, you will need to put monster and summoner cards to work the land. So absolutely, like, you'll be able to stake cards into it, and at least one of those card slots is going to be only for a summoner card. We don't know exactly that other part of that connection, though. They say it is going to be encouraged combining cards, though, so I'm thinking I could be right that you can't put higher level cards than your summoner, but also summoners are so limited that would really limit how much production you could get out of land, so maybe they won't end up doing that. Older cards are more valuable on land. They really explained that the entire land game is meant to let Splinterlands continue to go forward, releasing additional sets and having the old cards have some specific value. And as we move into modern and they become a little more obscured, when Wild starts to just have a whole lot of cards in it. One of the other things they explained in land was that the proposals for land, the DEC for land is just going to be needed all over the place. Since we're going to have over 14 different land types, and you're going to have around 14 different types of materials, each one of those is going to need to have a liquidity pool with DEC. You're also going to be able to earn rewards. They didn't exactly explain what type of rewards or the reward structures yet, but for being an LP provider in these, you're going to have rewards. However, to be an LP provider, you're going to have to, instead of just creating one of your lands being a production land, you're going to need to have another land that is just a storage facility. So let's say you wanted to have you wanted to do a little bit of everything. You would need to have 3 plots. And if you're someone like me with a tract, I'm going to have to pick. So let's say I get 2 occupied lands and 98 other lands that I can do whatever I want with. Then I'm going to have to choose how many of those I want to turn into arenas, how many of those I want to turn into production areas, and how many of those I want to turn into storage for those items that I'm going to produce. Now, obviously, we won't really understand the math that we do until we kind of understand how much a storage unit a building can hold. Because maybe I could have 3 production lands and, with what they're producing, only need 1 additional kind of storage land. So the ratio would be, at like a 1 to 3, and then I just have to figure out how many arenas I need. This is all kinds of stuff that we won't know until we actually see the post come out with the numbers. Matt didn't have it ready at this time, but he really did explain that you would need to have the storage buildings if you want to be an LP provider. So if you only have like 1 or 2 lands and you just want to do produce items and then go sell those items on the marketplace, those materials on the marketplace, you could probably get away with that because the buildings that produce the resources will have a little bit of storage. Also, they said they'll always be able to store enough for you to get the items that are needed on there for you to be able to upgrade the building. So let's say the upgrading the building was 200,000 resources altogether. Your building would have at least 200,000 resources in storage, but that might be close to the cap. And then once you upgrade it, the storage probably goes up to 300,000, but that's because the next level requires 300,000 units. They said that you won't need another building worth of storage to be able to keep upgrading the building that you have. So that's something that's good to see for the smaller players who maybe only have a few plots. You could try to go all production, depending on what you want to do. But you won't be getting any of those juicy rewards for doing land LPs. And it could be that you have to be a land LP provider to earn those totems. We'll have to see what they decide to do with that. Items and spells are still quite a while away. That's what I said. So the beginning of this game, of the land ecosystem, it's going to be all about us kind of building our buildings, staking our monsters, earning our resources, leveling up our buildings, leveling up our production places, getting them to a higher level of production. Also, you have to understand that when he says there's 14 types of land, and there's a whole bunch of different types of materials, it's because there won't just be wood. There'll also be wood planks, because you need wood planks to build stuff. And when you get land resources, whatever the land resource tends to be, let's just say clay, well, if you want to build a certain type of magical building, you're going to have to combine that clay with a certain type of magical essence, which is going to make, like death clay, fire clay, earth clay. They'll have much better names than that, I'm sure. I'm not part of the creative department, but that's just something to pay attention to. You'll need to put the monsters and summoners on there. We already went over that. Let's see. Oh, yeah, there's going to be different titles that you can earn during this part of the game, too. They also talked about something that there's going to be something called the Secret of Pretoria. So basically, every single territory of the 7 territories, so not the individual regions, but the different territories that are on the map, are going to have like a grand, upgradable kind of thing that we can put our resources into, and you can earn rewards for being the person that puts the most into them. And then when your tier unlocks level 1 of the Secret of Pretoria, you're going to get an airdrop to everybody that participated in putting anything into there. So, and it doesn't matter if you're the first territory to reach level 1, you still will get an airdrop, but they will go down in value each time. Now, so the very first territory to get there will get the biggest airdrop, and the last one to get to level 1 will get the smallest airdrop. So there is some competition to have there. Also, there will be special titles to earn by being the highest contributor to this and being in the being one of the first ones to do it. So all of these titles are going to be pre-titles. So I have Steve R82, the high roller, because I was a VIP. Now I could be Baron Steve R82, the high roller, or Lord or King. So there's going to be all these titles that you're going to get that are going to be prefixes to your username within the game, and then you have your suffixes that you already get from the game. It's going to be very interesting. So let's see, when we go to castles and keeps, they can have sub buildings that can be upgraded. Castles and keeps can just sit back and collect benefits if they want to. Everyone can contribute to upgrading these if the owners are MIA, and the more you contribute, the more you will benefit. So that's an interesting note. It's almost like my castles and my 2 keeps that I'm guaranteed to get, and if I'm lucky and one of them turns into a castle, I don't have to really worry about upgrading them on my own unless I want to speed things up, because other people will be in my region will be incentivized to work on it. They did talk about the resources. There won't only be natural resources, there'll be magical resources, and there'll be occupied essences, and there will also be refined resources. This was what I was talking about. You could have wood, you could have magical wood, and then you could have wood planks. So everything will be able to be moved kind of up in that trajectory. Occupied essences come from the occupied lands. This is why occupied lands are going to be worth so much. When you go there and fight the monsters, if you own the land, you'll be the only person that could do it. You can earn those essences, and those essences are going to be important probably in every aspect of crafting, in every aspect of magic, which I think is why these are going to be some of the most important lands. It'll be interesting to see how many of these we actually get. Roonies will be really special workers. If you stake them into a land plot, they're going to get extra super bonuses. We also know bonuses are coming to titles. That's why I took my high roller title off for sale. I was selling it for $4,000, but I no longer know if that's even a good price or not, because who knows how powerful it could be when the land game when it comes out. Overall, I would say the land thing got us all pretty hyped, but at the same time, it got us all to realize that we don't have enough resources. We don't have enough DEC. And if we hop over here to the proposals and we go to completed, look what ended up to boosting land chances by burning DEC and DECB. So it has failed. The reason, as we went into the town hall, this was at like a 64%, just needing like 2% more of votes to go ahead and move it up. And instead, people switched their votes to no, because Matt basically proved to us that we don't really need to burn any DEC, because even if we're stacking DEC, we're not going to have enough. We need DEC to upgrade all the buildings. Even though you produce only one building on each land, within that building, it's going to have multiple different areas that you're going to have to level up, from the production side of the house to the storage side of the house, or the arenas will have to be leveled up, and including different things within the arenas. Overall, it just let us understand just how big of a sink that land is really going to be, and all of a sudden all of us don't have enough DEC, we don't have enough monsters if we're at all a land holder, and more votes came in and pushed this down. Now there's a possibility that we're going to see another proposal come into the game about boosting doing land potions, but with different utility, because basically what happened is a lot of people started talking here, like if the potions did something a little differently or something more permanently, or if you sold a different type of potion, we'd be okay with spending our DEC now. Something like, hey, when I first get my lands and I create my storage building, can I pre-buy the fact that my storage building would start off with each one of its aspects at level 1 for, 50,000 DEC? I'd buy one of those potions because I absolutely know on my 200 lands, I'm going to make some storage buildings. But do I want to buy potions that just arbitrarily give us all double the chance to get land? No, I didn't. Better land. I didn't want to do that, especially because Matt said that this whole thing is going to be built based on kind of like a single pie per day is going to be distributed to everybody and earning the resources, and that pie doesn't get any bigger no matter what. So if we all used potions and all of us claimed our land, our actual increased production would be almost nothing. And so it seemed like a potion that would do almost nothing for us if 60 to 70 to 80% of the land was used and flipped using those potions. And I think that it would be close to that high that would have ended up actually buying this, because if not, you're basically taking some of your production ability and giving it away to the people that did use the potions. So because they're not just getting a bonus, they're taking a bigger piece of that pie, and I think that's why this ended up failing. We can go ahead and get back into the town hall summary. There's just a few more things to go over. Brawlhalla, we're going to keep getting the gladiator tournaments. They're going to probably keep going up, and eventually we'll get silver and gold ones. Crypto Man, if you like Weird Beard and all the things he's trying to go for the game, really being active in the tournament space would be helpful for him. The bigger numbers that he can pull, the more we can have a chance to get more done in the tournament area. We got some interesting eye candy just with like being able to look at the map and show like, obviously the areas that you don't have land, being able to see the ones that are unsurveyed and surveyed, being able to see some of the pictures of the monsters that we're going to be fighting on occupied land, though these are just mock-ups, and then we get to see some of the final art right here. So this is kind of interesting. We also got a look at how this would be a forest, and this would be a forest with a keep, but then they tried to design the keeps so that they could look the same on any one of the lands. So they did a pretty good job with that. We got our eye candy with the new legendary summoner being summoned and working with one of us here. This card art as we've seen in the past. It's pretty cool. So nothing really new there. Splinterlands TV, the big thing to note is we are giving away those 2 legendary cards per stream for the month of February, unless a streamer for some reason decided not to do that. And even if he didn't, it's probably because he wasn't paying attention. And I imagine most of us will, by like about a week in, all of us will be doing this. I know I will be, and I'll be streaming later tonight. So hopefully you can come and hang out with me at 7 p.m. Pacific. We'll be talking, a little bit more about some of the stuff in the town hall, about the new legendary airdrop summoner. We'll be doing some live battles, and we'll be giving away some legendary cards. So thank you for hanging out with me for the town hall recap. Let's go ahead, hit shuffle a few times, and give away that 50 DEC to somebody. Who's going to win? Is it Underlock or Chimeric Goat? It looks like it's Chimeric. Oops, I don't want. Oh, Chimeric Goat. No, where is Chimeric Goat? There it is. Let's copy that. Let's go into the game. Let's go to here. We'll do transfer. 50 SPS. Player. And hopefully that goes through. Dum, 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 dum. And again, you do have to make a comment on the Hive post to have a chance to win this. So if you do, you'll get your name on that wheel, and you'll be able to hopefully win if you are chosen. Thanks, everybody. Have a good day. Bye.